Ontario's finance minister is facing the music for taking a Caribbean vacation when the province told people to stay at home for the holidays. Rod Phillips has just arrived back in Canada from that trip. He faced reporters last hour for the first time since the news broke. Laura McQuillan, we were listening in, carrying it live. What stood out for you?
Well, this was the first time we've heard Rod Phillips speak beyond statements that he's issued in recent days. And he said some of the same things we have heard from him in recent days, apologising for taking that trip to St. Barts back on December 13th, just arriving back now, admitting a significant error in judgment because officials, of course, for months have been pleading with people, stay home, don't travel unless it's necessary. He admitted he angered a lot of people when the news of this trip broke 2 days ago. And now Rod Phillips, of course, heading into quarantine for 14 days, as anyone entering Canada must. But today he is expected to have a please explain phone call with Premier Doug Ford. And he said that he will be telling the Premier he wants to continue in his role as Finance Minister, though he admits it's up to the Premier to decide who serves in Cabinet. So he will be apologising to his boss today, but says he wants to move forward. Take a listen.
It was a significant error in judgment, a dumb mistake. I understand that my actions have angered a lot of people, and I have to earn back that confidence. This was my decision. It was a serious error in judgment. The blame is mine, and the blame is mine alone.
Now, asked why he didn't tell Premier Doug Ford that he was going to be leaving the country on a personal vacation, Phillips said that the Premier has more important things to worry about than knowing the travel details for his ministers or people who work for him. Ford, for his part, actually came out yesterday and admitted he's known for 2 weeks that Rod Phillips was out of the country on vacation because of a phone call they had, though it doesn't appear to have been an issue for Ford until it became public 2 days ago. Here's Doug Ford speaking yesterday.
I did call him shortly after he arrived, and I talked to him and asked where he was. He said he was away. At that time, I should have said, get your backside back into Ontario, and I didn't do that. It's unacceptable, and we're going to have a very tough conversation when he gets back.
Now, Rod Phillips also defended his social media posts, which people have been making a lot of in recent days, such as this video, a fireside video message posted on Christmas Eve, making it look like he was here in Ontario. Other messages that he'd shared online with photos of him out and about at local businesses, this Zoom meeting with his backdrop as Ontario's legislature, all making it appear that he was at home. He defended that, saying that lots of politicians pre-programmed their social media and that he didn't intend to mislead people, John.
Yeah, saying he was using it as a way of promoting local businesses in his riding. But still, this has got a lot of people calling for Rod Phillips' head, not the least of which Ontario's opposition leader. Tell us about that.
That's right. Pressure to fire him or demote him because of the optics of this. So many Ontarians have gone without holidays. They've cancelled their holiday plans. They've cancelled weddings, other get-togethers, all because of the pandemic. So to see a key figure in Premier Ford's cabinet go on holiday despite all those measures that have been in place, despite what other Ontarians have given up, many say that's not a good look for the government here. And one of them, Ontario NDP leader Andrea Horwath, who is calling for him to be booted out of cabinet. Take a listen to what she told us.
He needs to have consequences for what he decided to do, while everybody else is, trying to follow the rules and making unbelievable sacrifices during COVID-19. The finance minister decides he's going to ignore public health advice and then try to cover it up on social media. It's obvious that it's a significant lack of judgment, a significant dishonesty, and there has to be consequences for that.
Note also, John, this was not Rod Phillips' first trip out of the country in recent times. We learned yesterday that in August he took a personal trip to Switzerland, and it's not clear whether the Premier's office knew of that trip before it happened or even before yesterday, so we're going to keep digging on that, but expect a lot more on this to come throughout the day.
Conversation between the Premier and Phillips today. See what we hear from that. Thanks, Laura.
You're welcome.